Keeping characters alive in the MCU is a tricky thing. At this point, losing someone and having them brought back later is pretty much a given. But could one of our most beloved heroes be going down for the count in the fourth Avengers movie? We'll explore why this may be the last time we get to see Captain America on the big screen. Before we dive into this dangerous fan theory, be sure to click on the subscribe button for more videos from us here at CBR. We aren't going to say that the Marvel movies have been anything short of a massive success. They brought superheroes out of the comic book pages and into the mainstream, especially when you stack them up against DC movies and look at their box office receipts. It's clear Marvel is doing a lot right, but this doesn't mean they do everything perfectly. And one frequent movie trope is causing people's interest to waver. When a character dies, it's usually an intensely emotional moment with long-lasting ramifications. But in the MCU, we see people come and go with startling regularity. This means that when we see someone pass away, we can't react with unbridled grief. Instead, our emotions are tempered with uncertainty because we're waiting to see if they're really dead this time. Even the characters know what's up at this point. During Avengers Infinity War, Thor talks about how many times his brother Loki has been dead before. Although he admits this time it might be for real, it just goes to show that even the mighty Thor is tired of this trope. While we have a lot of theories about what will happen in the fourth Avengers movie, we know that all of the characters we saw die aren't going to stay dead. Sure, some of them might, but since Marvel is already filming Spider-Man Far From Home, we know at least some of them are going to have to come back. When it gets to the point where a resurrection is expected, death truly loses meaning as a storytelling tool. And when your own characters are making quips about it, you know you've gone too far. In order to right this wrong, one easy way would be for Marvel to permanently kill off a major character. This would provide a massive shakeup, generate tons of buzz, and restore power to an important element of storytelling. Captain America has been an important character for a long time. After all, he was a war hero, and he even has the word America in his name. It's no surprise that he resonates so strongly with audiences, and why losing him would be so devastating. When the death of Captain America's storyline was announced in the comic books, people lost their minds. Even people who had never picked up a comic book in their lives were talking about the impending loss of this important superhero. The first issue in that series, Captain America number 25, was the highest-selling comic book of March 2007 when it was released. Its pre-order sales were double that of Mighty Avengers number 1. Even news outlets couldn't stop talking about this series and comparing it to real-life events. The events of the death of Captain America take place after Civil War, and we see Steve Rogers perishing at the hands of an assassin controlled by the Red Skull. In his grief, Bucky Barnes places blame on Tony Stark and vows to have his revenge. Ultimately, Tony and Bucky make a tentative peace and agree that Captain America's legacy is too important not to live on. Stark suggests that Bucky Barnes take up the mantle and continue his good work. Eventually, Steve Rogers comes back in Captain America Reborn. It was revealed that he wasn't really dead, but was rather frozen in time and able to be rescued. Although he did come back from the dead, he was out of the series for 2 years before the release of Captain America Reborn. That's an eternity in comic book time, and it's something we would like to see on the big screen. We already know that audiences have had an immensely strong reaction to the death of Captain America, and it seems as though it would be easy for Marvel to capitalize on this. The death of Captain America would shake things up in a massive way and restore a lot of credibility to the MCU. We've even seen some pretty ominous foreshadowing, which makes us think this tragic event may actually take place. Actor Chris Evans has played the part of Steve Rogers for over a decade, and at this point it's hard to imagine anyone else taking his place. Sure, we have seen Spider-Man rebooted a few times, but Captain America is an integral part of the stories of so many other heroes. If Captain America got rebooted, it would have to change the fabric of the entire MCU. We just don't see that happening. Chris Evans recently tweeted a statement which caused no shortage of panic among fans of Captain America. He tweeted, "Officially wrapped on Avengers 4. It was an emotional day, to say the least. Playing this role for the last 8 years has been an honor. To everyone in the front of the camera, behind the camera, and in the audience, thank you for the memories. Eternally grateful." While Evans didn't come right out and say this would be his last time portraying Captain America, it sure sounds like it. This tweet was heavy with emotion, and some of his fellow celebs, including Ryan Reynolds, reacted with sadness. With the fourth Avengers movie completed, Evans' contract is up. Although this is sad news, it doesn't come as a complete surprise. During a previous interview, Evans mentioned that he would want to leave the role on his own terms before audiences grew tired of seeing him. and he could hardly be in a more dangerous situation than he found himself in during Avengers Infinity War. We know that no mere mortal can hang on to the Infinity Stones for any length of time without a special tool. Even using the stones in his gauntlet was enough to burn Thanos' arm. If the stones must be used once more in order to save the world, could it be possible that our beloved Captain America could make the ultimate sacrifice? And if he does go out in a blaze of glory, could we see Bucky taking up the role of Captain America like he did in the comics? We'll have to wait to find out the answers to these questions, but we'll be bringing some tissues to the theater just in case. Do you think that the fourth Avengers movie will be the last we see of Captain America? Do you think this will be a great way to shake up the MCU? Or is it just too sad to think about? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section and then click on the subscribe button for more videos from CBR. Bye for now.